Daddy? Hey. Hey!
Get back, baby. Get back.
Okay. Dad?
I'm here, baby. I'm here. Come on, give me your hand. What is it?
My leg hurts.
How bad?
Pretty bad.
We're gonna need to run. God. Keep us safe. Here, come on, baby. Now hold on tight.
Okay.
Just keep your eyes closed, buddy. Keep running!
Those people are on fire.
Don't look, Sarah.
Okay. Why are they doing that?
Keep looking at me, baby. Over there! We're gonna get out of this. I promise. Get back! There's too many of them! This way! Through the alley! He's dead! God damn it! We're almost there. We're almost there, baby. They're getting through the fence! Keep going! Find your way out of here! Come on! Go! Move it! Get to the highway! What? Go! You got Sarah! I can outrun him!
Uncle Tommy?
I will meet you there! Hurry!
Daddy, we can't leave him!
He's gonna be fine. We're almost there.
They're getting closer. Dad?
It's okay, baby. We're safe. We're safe. Hey, we need help.
Stop!
Please. It's my daughter. I think her leg is broken.
Stop right there!
Okay. We're not sick.
Got a couple of civilians in the outer perimeter. Please advise.
Daddy, what about Uncle Tommy?
We're gonna get you to safety and go back for him, okay?
Sir, there's a little girl. But... Yes, sir.
Somebody, we've just been through hell. Okay, we just need... Shit. Please don't.
What up, Ryan? Just hanging out a little bit before the stream starts officially. You know.
Sarah. Move your hands, baby. I know, baby, I know. Listen to me. I know this hurts, baby. You're gonna be okay, baby. Stay with me.
No doubt, bro.
Pick
No
you
doubt.
up.
I'll see you in there.
I know, baby. I know it hurts. Come on, baby. Please. I know, baby. I know. Sarah. Baby. Don't do this to me, baby. Don't do this to me, baby. Come on. No. 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 No.
The number of confirmed deaths has passed 200. The governor has called a state of emergency.
There are hundreds and hundreds of bodies lining the streets.
Panic spread worldwide after a leaked report from the World Health Organization showed that the latest vaccination tests have failed.
With the bureaucrats out of power, we can finally take the necessary steps.
Los Angeles is now the latest city to be placed under martial law. All residents are required to report to their designated quarantine. Riots have continued for a third consecutive day, and winter rations are at an all-time low.
A group calling themselves the Fireflies have claimed responsibility for both attacks.
Their public charter calls for the return of all branches of government.
Demonstrations broke out following the execution of 6 more alleged Fireflies.
You can still rise with us. Remember, when you're lost in the darkness, look for the light. Believe in the Fireflies.
Make sure you like the stream,
I'm coming.
How was your morning? Want one?
No, I don't want one.
Well, I have some interesting news for you.
Where were you, Tess?
West End District. Hey, we had a drop to make.
We had a drop to make.
Well, you wanted to be left alone, remember?
So I'll take one guess. The whole deal went south and the client made off with our pills. Is that about right?
Deal went off without a hitch. Enough ration cards to last us a couple of months, easy.
You want to explain this?
I was on my way back here, and I got jumped by these 2 assholes, all right? And yeah, they got a few good hits in, but... Look, I managed.
Give me that. Are these assholes still with us?
That's funny.
At least find out who they were.
Yeah, look, they were a couple of nobodies. They don't matter. What matters is that Robert fucking sent them.
Our Robert.
He knows that we're after him. He figures he's gonna get us first.
Son of a bitch, he's smart.
No. He's not smart enough. I know where he's hiding.
Like hell you do.
Old warehouse in Area 5. Can't say for how long, though.
Well, I'm ready now, yeah?
Oh, I can do now. The checkpoint's still open.
Only got a few hours left until curfew.
Well, we better hurry up then.
Wait, are you serious?
I got served the damn papers this morning. I've been selected for outside work duty.
Oh, that's such crap. Soldiers are supposed to handle the outside.
I'll make sure to tell them that.
Attention. Citizens are required to carry a current ID at all times. Compliance with all city personnel is mandatory.
Look at that. Ration line hasn't opened yet.
Next time I'm gonna put a bullet in your head, you hear me?
Hands on your fucking head. Do it. All right, you can.
Seems like more people are getting infected.
That just means more people are sneaking out.
I got us all new papers. They shouldn't give us any static up there. Just play it cool.
All right, drive on through.
See your IDs.
There you go.
What's your business here?
Got the day off. Visiting a friend.
All right, move on through.
Thanks.
Get out of here, go! Close it up! Fireflies! Shoot them! They're running!
Come on, let's get out of here. Go, let's go, come on.
Damn fireflies.
Must clear the surrounding area immediately.
Looks like the coast is clear.
Starting to stream a little bit.
Attention. Checkpoint 5 is now closed until further notice. All civilians must clear the
So
surrounding
much for the
area
easy route.
immediately.
Patch yourself up, all right? They're gonna close all the checkpoints. We're gonna have to go around the outside.
Outside the wall.
Or we could just let Robert go.
Cute.
Hey, Tess, you see that shit?
I was there. Hey, how's the east tunnel looking?
It's clear. I just used it. No patrols. And where are you off to?
Gonna pay Robert a visit?
You too?
Who else is looking for him?
Marlene. She's been asking around, trying to find him.
Marlene? What do the Fireflies need with Robert?
You think she'd tell me?
Well, what did you tell her?
The truth. I got no idea where he's hiding.
Good man. Hey, you stay out of trouble, all right? Military's gonna be out in force soon.
Yeah, see you around.
Marlene looking for Robert? What do you make of that?
I don't like it. We better find him before the fireflies do.
This is us.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Shit's stirring up out there. How we looking over here?
It's been quiet. No signs of military or infected.
That's what I like to hear. Joel, give me a hand with this.
Y'all take it easy out there.
Let there be light. Oh, God, this place reeks. I need to watch what they throw away down here. Let's grab our gear. Our backpacks are still here from last time.
Not a lot of ammo.
We'll make your shots count. All right, Texas. Boost me up. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Come on.
Go on.
Got it.
Be careful.
When am I not?
That a trick question? Ain't been out here in a while.
Train starting
like
in
we're
about
on a
4 minutes,
date.
folks.
Well, I am the romantic type.
You got your way. Where's the ladder?
Well, it's got to be around here somewhere. Got it.
Great, bring it over.
Ladies first.
Lady, you must be thinking of someone else.
It's all relative.
This way. Down through here. You think Robert's still got our guns?
For his sake, he better.
Look, once we get our merchandise back, it should be easy to unload.
Well, speaking of merchandise, when's that next shipment due?
Well, we're meeting Bill next month. More pills, lots of ammo. Supposedly. Hold up. Spores.
Where the hell are all these coming from? The place was clear last time.
They're coming out of something. Stay alert.
There's our culprit.
Body's not that old. Better keep your eyes and ears open.
I should be able to fit through here. Oh, shit!
You okay?
Yeah. Damn ceiling's falling apart. Be careful. This way. Easy. Jesus! Watch it, watch it.
Help me. My mask broke. Don't leave me to turn. Come back. Don't leave me like this. Come back.
Up ahead. You hear that? Shh, shh. How you want to handle it?
Jesus.
All right, that's all of them.
Let's hope so.
Let's head back into the city.
Start in a few minutes. Looks like it's about that time to get this going now. So might as well start rolling the intro. What is good? What is good? What is good, folks? It's your main man JD here, live. Not pre-recorded. But yeah, we're about to get started with this, The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 3. Man, it's been a minute. Like, it's only been a week, or a little less than a week since I've been like live streaming officially. So it feels good to be back in the saddle, man. I can't wait to get some good commentary going on for this episode coming up, and to recap the last episode because yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. all us folks who watched the game or played the game knew that this part was coming, but it still didn't make it any easier to be able to be prepared for what happened. So yeah, if you don't know, we're definitely going full spoilers in this commentary. So yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled, I suggest you swipe away, tune away right now, because we are definitely going to be going full spoilers. If you're in the chat, say what's up. Let me hear where you at. Let me know where you're from. Let me know what you're sipping on tonight. Got me a fresh drink, all iced up. You already know. You already know. So yeah, what you sipping on tonight? If you're in the chat, if you're watching right now, drop a comment. Let me know that you're here. Katie Joe in the building.
What's up, buddy? Good to see ya.
Live from the living room, huh? Okay, cool. But I know we got some other folks watching too, so what's going on with you guys? Please hit that like button, man.
Donald Trump here, my friend JD and Katie hosts this great show, an amazing show, the best show. Watch stuff with us. Hit that like button. Your nation depends on it. Make America great again.
You heard what the man said. You heard what he said. Maybe you like this person.
Hey, it's me, guys. Cornelius reached out to me and asked me to tell you all that Katie and JD are awesome. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to watch stuff with us. I love them. 3,000.
Yeah, 3,000, man. But yeah, we're going to be getting going in a little bit. If you would like to drop a comment, drop that comment now. Drop the comment. Let me know what you thought of the last episode, man. It was pretty shocking. We're going to do a little bit of a recap before we get into the episode 3 that drops tonight. So let me know what you thought. Were you shocked? Were you surprised? Are you a game player? If you're a game player, you probably expected what happened last night. I don't know if I expected it to happen so soon in the show, but they are progressing really fast through all the content that is in the game. So I'm kind of wondering, like, what are they gonna do moving forward, man? It's kind of crazy that they're going so fast with everything. So yeah, if you're watching, please let me know what you think. Let me know. So yeah, man, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with us, and we will be getting started shortly. I'll give it another 5 minutes before we get going. But yeah, I was super excited to come on tonight to discuss everything that went down in the last episode, and whether or not we should really care about this version of Abby that we have in the show. Personally, I play the game. This version of Abby is not the same version that I am familiar with because I feel as though they kind of skip over a lot of the stuff with Abby, and it makes it difficult to care for her. It makes it difficult to understand why she did what she did. It makes it tough to understand what her motivations are. So I really hope that they come back this episode and maybe give us a little bit more background, give us a little bit more explanation for all the things that she's done and why she does the things that she does. Because I don't think that they really showed enough of that in this past episode. I don't really feel like that. So yeah, I'm hoping that they do that, man. Really hoping that they do that. Yes. So yeah, if you are watching right now, we are about to jump into a recap of episode 2. And if you digged episode 2, please let me know. If you didn't like episode 2, please let me know. But yeah, we're going to jump into a recap real quick. Let me switch my screens up. All right. And this is from Ariela Explained. About a 10-minute recap. So yeah, we're going to watch it and stop it and start it as it goes on and discuss everything that happened on this episode.
Fourth episode opens as alarms are going off at the Firefly Hospital in Salt Lake City. The place seems abandoned, except for two versions of Abby. One who walks down the hallway with a gun, the other who warns the first not to go into the operating room because he's dead and his brains are on the floor. The gun-toting one forges ahead anyway, as the one who stays behind cries in the hallway. We're obviously in one of Abby's dreams, which ends abruptly.
This threw me off. When I first saw it, I was like, what is going on here? Why are they showing, like, why is it two Abbies? Does she have a twin sister? Are they changing things up for the game? But yeah, no, it was just a dream sequence.
When she wakes up in a sleeping bag on the floor of a ski lodge overlooking Jackson. She and her friends realize that Jackson is much larger than any of them thought it would be. They're daunted by the gates, patrols, guards, and dogs, and by having no idea where Joel is in the expansive community.
That's another thing that was different from the game, in that her crew that she was with, they didn't really explain who they were, why they were there, what was going on with them, or anything like that. Courtney L in the house. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Thank you for showing up. Please, please, please. I need you to do something for me since you're watching right now. I need you to hit that like button.
Come on, come on. Do it. Do it. Come on, do it now.
You heard what the man said. Please hit that like button and do it now. Thank you very much. I'll get back on with the stream.
Abby is long on anger, short on actual plans. As they talk, it's clear that she's promised her friends that they won't have to hurt anyone in her quest to find Joel. Eventually, Owen, the tall guy with a beard, says he'll work on a strategy. And after Abby goes out on patrol, he admits to the others that his only intention is to get Abby to turn back. Because if we don't, the only people getting killed here are us. In Jackson, Jesse wakes Ellie for patrol. They talk about how he and Dina have been broken up for a week, and how a patrol the night before.
What do you guys think about the drama with Dina and Ellie? And it's like it's a little bit of a love triangle. And I know that he tries to act like he's completely over her. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not, but regardless of what's happening, he's like handling it really well for right now. I don't know if he's going to be able to handle it as we move forward. And all us video game players kind of know where this is going to end up. So I'm not going to spoil that. I'm only going to spoil things that took place on the show already. Nothing that took place or that hasn't taken place yet.
Before, found a bunch of infected hiding under a pile of frozen dead shroom people. Ellie tells him that she was planning on going on patrol with Joel, which strikes Jesse as odd, given that she's been avoiding her angry dad. She admits that she knows that things seem bad between them, but that's because their relationship is complicated and unknowable to outsiders. Jesse then informs her that she can't patrol with Joel because he already left with Dina. He wanted to let Ellie sleep. They swing by Tommy's town briefing. He's running through emergency.
I can't wait to see the fallout of all that, because you know that they were supposed to have been together, and if that had happened, none of this other stuff that happened with Joel would have happened, because they would have been together, they would have made a different choice, and it would have ended differently. So you know that Ellie is going to be blaming herself a ton for everything that took place and everything that happened. So I hope that by her losing Joel, that this is sort of a wake-up call for her, that she's going to have to stop being this 18, 19, 20-year-old kid and be an adult and start valuing these relationships that she has with people before she loses them. Stop being so immature and bratty, because that's 100% what she is right now. So yeah, we're going to hope that this changes her attitude up at least a little bit.
Protocol and stay just long enough to grab sandwiches and listen to Seth stumble through an apology for his behavior at the dance the night before. As she and Jesse leave, Ellie notices a storm on its way, but Jesse thinks the weather will stay up in the mountains. That turns out not to be the case. Though Tommy radios for all of the patrols to return, Jesse answers that they're too far out and will hole up in a spot he knows until the snow passes.
Yeah, man, that was another bad choice that Jesse made, with them deciding to actually continue on with the expedition, even though they knew that storm was coming, man. Like, I feel like everybody on this show, and I know that it's a show, and I know that it doesn't necessarily mirror what people would do in real life, but I do feel like people would make some dumb choices. But I feel like they make a lot of bad decisions in this show. I feel like if they wanted to play things safe, like that would be the rule. Like you need to play everything as safe as possible. Like, yeah, you can go on these expeditions. Yeah, you can go explore. Yeah, you can go, patrol. But you also need to be very, very, very careful on top of everything else. And there's a lot of reckless behavior that is shown in this show. And I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but people act like there isn't this, infected invasion. You got somebody like Ellie and Dina just out there. And I mean, going into buildings, attacking infected like they are just Rambo and Wonder Woman and thinking that they could just do whatever they want. That is not the case. If it was me, I would be playing it so safe. I would constantly be playing it safe because that's the only way to survive. Being reckless is not going to help you. And I don't think that has helped them at all throughout this series.
Jesse brings Ellie and their horses to a 7-Eleven full of weed, where Gail's husband, Eugene, grew his pot. Eugene and Jesse were patrol
if you're
partners,
watching right now, hit
so he
that
knew
like
him
button,
well.
hit that like
Eugene
button.
also was a former Firefly. He quit in 2010 because...
Do it! Do it! Come on! Do it now!
He was tired of killing people. Though they talk about how Joel had to put him down, we don't learn much more there. Back to Abby, who spotted 2 people on horseback and starts to pursue them. The snow is really picking up as she slides down a major hillside and lands in a field full of frozen infected, which slowly gives way to an uprising of live infected.
Yeah, initially I thought that they were like frozen but still able to exist and they were still somewhat conscious because that one clicker that they just showed like started turning a little bit in the snow. I was like, man, are they like thawing or something like that? But yeah, that was creepy, man. That was creepy that they're using the dead infected as a way to sort of like insulate themselves from the live infected that are below them. It's really smart on their behalf, man. Showing a lot of advanced intelligence these last few episodes.
That pop up from underground and en masse chase her. Abby is able to hustle her way to a building where she's able to get a chain link fence between her and the fungal undead.
If you're watching
and
right
it doesn't
now, we're
do her
be
much good.
Breaking down
the
and
combined
watching
force of the infected against the fence pushes it over, so she's essentially crawling for her life in a tunnel made of Home Depot's finest. One infected gets through and is on top of her when a gunshot to the head takes it out.
We'll make it. So let's
As a dazed Abby stands, a man out of frame yells, "Give me your hand." It's Joel, and he tells her to run.
How ironic that of all people that ends up saving her life, it's Joel. Does anybody think that should have played some sort of role into what Abby does later on? Should she have maybe showed Joel a little bit of mercy because he ended up saving her? I don't know. Those are the things that I pondered while I was watching this episode.
As Dina approaches and calls for Joel, Abby realizes that the man she's been hunting just saved her life. But the danger isn't over. There are still a lot of infected very nearby. And when Joel and Dina struggle to form a plan, Abby suggests that they all go to her friends at the house halfway up the mountain. So they do. Right around then, Ellie overhears Tommy freaking out a little on the radio, wondering why his brother and Dina are the only patrol that hasn't checked in.
Yeah, I see that. This is why are you freaking out now? Why are you freaking out now? This was a bad choice, a series of bad choices that led to someone losing their life. There was bad choice after bad choice after bad choice after bad choice. And I know that this is a show. I know that it is a video game adaptation and these same decisions were made in the game. I would just hope that if there was a person who was actually doing this in real life, that they would be making these bad choices like this over and over and over again. Be a little cautious. Try to stay alive.
She instantly assumes the worst and runs out into the snow, Jesse close behind her. The tendrils of cordyceps that have snaked their way into the pipes under...
I don't know about y'all, but the cordyceps, every time I see them, they make my skin crawl. Just seeing the tendrils, as they call them, like, it's so gross. So gross to me. Especially when you see it like sticking out of the infected as they walk around or they get ready to infect somebody else. Like, that is so gross to me. It makes my skin crawl every time.
Underneath Jackson would like a word. When a worker on a crew within the town's walls breaks open a pipe, he realizes that there are live
See? So gross. And they just wiggle and
vines inside. Out where Joel, Dina, and Abby are riding for their lives, even more infected surface from underground. Without warning, and like lemmings, the undead break away from chasing the trio and redirect themselves toward Jackson.
Yep. All because that guy uncovered the pipe with them in there. So, or with those tendrils in there, man. Like, I love that they use that sort of logic, that they're all sort of connected like that. It makes total sense. It's still gross, but it makes total sense.
The lookout on the wall sees a sea of infected careening toward the gates. He sounds the alarm, which throws everyone into action. Tommy and Maria share a kiss before he rides out onto the main street, yelling for everyone to head for the roofs. Then he presides over the counterattack, which involves dousing the infected horde with flammable liquid, then setting them on fire. Eventually, a growling bloater breaks through the wall, clearing a path for a mass entrance. Tommy
CGI on the bloaters is pretty good. I won't say that it's the best, but it's pretty good.
He makes a stand with a bunch of other men, while Maria and the other sniper run to higher ground. Tommy wields a flamethrower as the infected advance, and some of his fellow guards freak out and run. People are getting bit. Bodies are all over the place. It's carnage, and it looks like it's going to get even worse when Tommy lures the bloater into a blocked-off alley and then realizes that his gas tank is getting lower.
I love that that's true to the game, too, because that is the only way to take down those bloaters, at least early on. That's the only way that you can take them down is by using fire. So I'm glad that they were able to stay true to the game with that.
And the bloater doesn't seem to be losing steam. Tommy is literally backed into a corner and likely thinking it's the end when the creature lunges for him, but winds up collapsing and dying before he can get there. Tommy, smartly,
I love how it was on the ground and it was sizzling. Like he could hear it sizzle.
unstraps his now useless weapon and flees. Abby's friends are looking for her, and they help bring her, Joel and Dina, inside. Dina is a little worse for wear. She has frostbite on her hands, and she's acting a little sluggish, but she still notes a backpack with a WLF patch on it. Joel wants to go right back out. He can see what's happening at Jackson. But then Abby introduces him to the rest of her group, and the vibe changes in an instant. Joel is so preoccupied with trying to make contact on the radio that he doesn't notice when Abby's friend Manny puts a gun to his head. As the group disarms Joel and Dina, he guesses that they're fireflies. Mel injects Dina with a sedative she promises will only put her to sleep for an hour. Then Abby turns to Joel, who has his hands up.
And that's a little bit of a change from the game, too, because in the game, I believe the sedative went to Ellie because Ellie was with him at the time. And, yeah, she ended up being out and then eventually coming to when all the bad things started happening to Joel.
She says they'll let Dina live if he tells the truth. Where was the last place you saw the fireflies? He says Salt Lake City. At least you're honest, she replies. But Jackson is on fire and Joel is watching it happen, and he has no patience for any of this. I saved your life, he says gruffly. What life? She asks, shooting him in the leg.
See out Orion in the building.
What's up, buddy? Good to see ya.
See out Orion says, so far, season has had 2 great episodes. Will they maintain? Yeah, I think so, man. It's a little bit anticlimactic for me because I played the game, so I kind of knew and expected everything. But it was really cool watching it with Katie after the fact because she watched it and did not know what was going to happen. So it was kind of cool to experience that with her.
He slams to the ground, crying out in pain, and Abby orders him tourniqueted so he doesn't bleed out while she continues her monologue. She keeps talking about how he killed 18 soldiers and 1 doctor. That doctor was my dad. Guess you probably already figured. The nurses said you barely even looked at him as you pulled the trigger. But his response angers her greatly, and she...
That's my thing.
Grabs a golf club.
Her, I wish that they would have changed some things up and that they should have broken it down I think if you were only going to do 2 episodes before this was happening, you could have had everything that happened in these last like 15 minutes happen. But beforehand, the first episode of this season should have been a flashback to Abby's life before everything happened with Joel. It should have showed her relationship with her dad, how they got along. We shouldn't have seen anything with any of our current like people. We shouldn't have seen Ellie. We shouldn't have seen Joel. We should have seen her and how she lived with her dad, and you know how she trained up. And you just wonder, like, man, you know, nobody really knows who this person is, and you just see that there's other people who are living in this area, and they're out here trying to survive too. Just would have been another person. And then the end of the first episode should have been her witnessing or seeing everything through her father's eyes as Joel came through like a villain and took out all those fireflies. So then I think that would have gave us a little bit of sympathy / empathy for Abby, as opposed to the way that they played it. And we didn't really see any of that. Like, you just sort of jump in and you know everything that happened with Abby. And you come to understand that it's because her dad died, but there wasn't enough build up to that. There wasn't enough explanation behind that. I think you needed to be able to grow to like Abby as a character before having her turn on Joel. Because if you just viewed everything through Abby's lens, she's the hero, and it makes total sense. Like, you would want to be to get revenge on the person who killed your dad. But because of that, if you just jump into it, you don't know all of her backstory. You don't have any reason to be sympathetic or empathetic towards her. You just see her as a villain now. So I wonder if they're going to go back and try to change that a little bit about her backstory and her history, in that, and give us some reasoning behind, or give us a reason to actually care for her, as opposed to just viewing her as the villain who took out Joel.
From a bag in the corner and comes at him. She hits his busted leg over and over. Her friends exchange glances. It gets to a point where Abby is primal screaming as she punches Joel over and over, his face looking more like a side of beef with every blow.
Yeah, man. And I didn't really like that either, because she was this version of Abby, the Abby in the video game was more ruthless. Well, she was just as ruthless, but she was more physical, and it looked like that would be something that she would be able to do. This version of Abby, not so much, man. I didn't buy that she would be able to to pummel Joel the way that she did, but she definitely did it.
Ellie follows horse tracks to the lodge and gets inside, approaching the group with her gun drawn when she hears the screaming. But the weapon gets knocked out of her hand, and the others pin her down on the ground, where she can see that Joel is...
Now that part is taken straight out the game, with her being pinned down and seeing Joel like that as he was about to meet his end. Ryan says, right, it's hard to have more empathy for Joel at this moment. The rage is real. Good point. You get a clap for that one.
Slowly reading. His hand twitches. It's not clear how much he can see her through his mangled face. But when she repeatedly begs him to get up, he summons everything he's got and tries.
Yeah, he tried.
He can't do it. And then Abby picks up the golf club, which now has a sharpened end. Ellie begs her not to do it, but Abby doesn't care. She shoves the metal stick into Joel's neck, and all the sound drops out as Ellie watches her surrogate dad die.
I thought that was crazy that they went that route, because it's not that way in the game. She decided to take him out almost like they take out the clickers, because in the first episode, you saw Ellie jump on the back of a clicker with a knife and get it in the neck in order to take it down. And that's how Abby ended up taking out Joel. So I thought that there was a lot of symbolism in that too.
He's gone, and they had unfinished emotional business. And she loves him, but maybe hasn't told him lately. And that's that. When Ellie comes back to herself, she screams that she's going to kill everyone. But then Manny kicks her in the stomach, silencing her, and Abby and her friends leave. Ellie belly crawls over to Joel, sobbing as she takes his hand. She rips the shiv out of his neck, throws her arm over him, and puts her face very close to his. Back in Jackson, Tommy and Maria survive the infected onslaught, but the town is in pieces. Tommy nearly collapses, sobbing, when he realizes his wife is alive. Outside what's left of the gates, Jesse rides up to the lodge. Later, as Through the Valley plays, Ellie rides behind him,
Good
Dina on
song
her
choice,
horse,
too. That was a
while they
great song
drag
choice,
Joel's
man.
wrapped body back to Jackson.
Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh man. Yeah, it was a tough episode to watch, especially with everything that went down with losing the star of the show, the main character of the show thus far, the main character of the game. I know when that happened in the game, I was like, dude, so like what are we supposed to do now? And I think that the show is sort of at that crossroads too, as we only have like 3 minutes before the episode drops. I think the show is at that crossroad where you have to figure out like what are we gonna do from here? Yeah, that's Ryan says that was such an emotional scene, man. Yeah, it was rough. It was rough. Real tough to watch, man. Real tough to watch. But very well done. I love the story. Just love the story. So can't wait to see what they're going to be able to pull off coming up in episode 3, which we are about to watch right now. As I say all the time, I cannot show the episode on the stream. I will get banned from YouTube if I do that. And that would make everyone sad, including myself. So yeah, we will not be showing the episode like that, but you can sync your feed up with mine and then we can watch the episode together. As I always tell people, I went back and forth on this. What I'm going to do is once I hit play, I'm not going to touch anything. If there's an intro, if there's a, what is it called? If there's a recap, I'm going to watch the recaps, all those things. And once I get that timer going, that's when I'm going to start it. And it's going to keep going throughout. So just for you, Ryan, just so you know what I'm going to do. I know I flip-flop on this like every time, but I'm going to hit play and just let it go. Let the timer go and everything. I'm going to refresh my screen real quick. Oh, yes, the episode is up. Episode 3 is up. All right. So, yeah, we're going to get started. I am going to switch my screen up. All right. Let me make sure I got the desktop audio muted. Okay. Let me get my chat and adjust that real quick. Pull that down a little bit. There we go. Okay. That recording. Okay. All right. So we are going to get started with episode 3. If you have your copy of The Last of Us, please sync yours up with mine. And I am going to hit play as soon as I start my timer. Let me get my script up. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, no recap, no nothing. Just diving right in. Oh, this is Jackson, huh? Eee. Ew. What a disaster, man. What a disaster. Can you hear me now? Mic sound all right now? Yeah, let me turn it up a little bit. Check, 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 check. Can you hear me now? Okay. Man, that's got to be tough. Looking at his brother, man. Good looking out, Ryan. I appreciate you, bro. I hope everything is all right with your dog, man. Let me know real quick. Heartbreaking, man. Heartbreaking. Oh, man. Sorry to hear that, bro. Sorry to hear that, man. I'm guessing this is a little bit of a flashback. Oh, no. This is current time. Poor Ellie, man. Still seeing flashbacks. Man. Well, you know, like she, and that level of guilt that she's gonna have, man, moving forward, it's got to be intense, got to be crazy. I don't think this intro is good as the Game of Thrones intros. I was hoping for something a little bit more. I don't think they changed these intros up each time either. So I wish we could get some of that with this show too. The song doesn't get me quite as much as like the Game of Thrones ones does. We are watching The Last of Us, Season 2, Episode 3. Sync your copy up with mine. We are about 5 minutes into the episode. Okay, 3 months later. Wow, okay. Rebuilding Jackson. Oh, she must have had like a collapsed lung or something like that. I'm guessing that's what it was. From that kick. Yeah, 3 months later, man. 3 months later. We still got the attitude, man. Still got the attitude. Yeah, Ellie is gonna be messed up, man. She is gonna be messed up. I don't know if he should be, or his therapist should be telling her this. Ryan says Ellie is going to be a mental case, on the edge, ready to smash and kill. Yeah, man. True. We are watching The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 3. 8 minutes into the episode. Join in with me. Comment with us. We are having a full-on watch party right now, and you are a part of that. I wonder if they've changed up her look a little bit on here to make her appear a little bit softer. Because she definitely wasn't rocking this sort of look in the first 2 episodes. So I know it has to be deliberate. I'm just wondering what their purpose is behind doing something like that. I'm guessing that's her house. Yeah. I wonder if she's been home before this point in time. You would think so, but this is making it seem like she never even went back there after Joel passed away. If you're watching right now, hit that like button. I see you watching. I see you in the background watching. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button too. That helps even more. That watch, man. There's his watch. Ryan says, I don't think so. I think she just got released from, cleared by the psychiatrist. Yep, you're right. You're right. Been in the hospital all that time. Man, 3 months in the hospital is a long time. But yeah, you're right. You're probably right. Mm. Yeah, going through the clothes. Like hate to say it, I've been there before, man. When you lose somebody and then you just gotta go like you see their stuff. Everything just reminds you of them. Man. Mm. Mm. I know it's not with her character, but man, it's okay to be upset. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to show that, but she can't do that. Yeah, super sad, man. So she missed all that. She missed all that. All she cared about is revenge. Just seeing these folks try to pick up the pieces, man. I need an oatmeal raisin cookie myself too. When are we gonna get the Eugene flashback episode? Because that's coming up, man. They've mentioned him so much throughout this that I can't wait to see that episode because it's got to be super pivotal, and to see what happened with Joel and why he had to take him down. If you're watching right now, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you have not done so already. Especially that subscribe button. Seems like stuff like this, man, shows like this, you just wait to go from one traumatic moment to the next one. And that's exactly what life would be like living in a place like that, man. Going after him, huh? Okay. Okay. Uh-oh, they heading your way, Ryan. We are watching The Last of Us, Season 2, Episode 3, as the screen says. Coming up on 20 minutes into the episode. Looks like we're getting introduced to a new group. Ha, you gonna be waiting for him, Ryan? Hammer is the weapon of choice for these folks. Hmm. The people of the forest. Hmm. I like Jesse as a character, man. Seemed like a cool dude. I'll see you later. At least say hi. Dang. Yeah, no Tommy today, man. No Tommy today. Just got Katie on stream for a second. Everyone says hi. She says hi back. She said she apologized for her look. She said it was a pool day today. We had a pool birthday party today, so that was fun. If you're watching right now, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, man. The questions that she's asking are legitimate questions. I don't know about forgiving folks, man. It's it's one thing to be going full out for revenge, but I'm not forgiving you. Like I might not be going back to try to take you out, but I'm not gonna forgive you. Carlisle speaking the truth right now. Speaking the truth right now. I'd be on his side. Like I said, I wouldn't be going flat out for revenge. But man, I'm not forgiving or forgetting ever. Watching The Last of Us season 2, episode 3 right now. Coming up on minute 28. If you are watching, sync your copy up with mine. All right, Ellie. All right, Ellie. All right, Ellie. It's pretty mature on her behalf, man. Pretty mature. Surprisingly so. Surprisingly so. and take him out. Up still. No, take the lead. No, up 2. No, up 3. No, up 4. All right. Ain't happening then. Dang. Well, she say, I'm just going to have to do it myself because you know that's what she planning. I don't really blame them either though, because you don't want to go out there and risk losing 16 more people, man, when your numbers are already dwindling. I do feel like you got to do something though. She's an interesting therapist, man. Hmm. I don't know. I felt like she could have been telling the truth. Hmm. Yeah, no, I agree with that too. I agree with that. I think they were on the same path. Joel didn't set her in this direction. She was on this path to begin with. Some people just can't be saved, huh? Dang. That's a heck of a she's a heck of a therapist, man. I I think maybe you should give people a little bit of hope, but she don't really seem into the whole hopeful thing. And I mean, she's probably being truthful. Hmm. Hmm. Trying to tell Dana she just going to bed. Yeah, right. Man, I mean, honestly, watching this, like I miss Joel. And like this episode is I understand that there's fallout for sure from everything that went down, but man, it's a little bit slow paced. And I get that though. I get it. I get it. Her and Dina don't strike me as the great as a great pairing, regardless of what they're able to do. Especially considering the people that they would be going up against. Ryan says she's a drunken stoner. Yeah, man. Not the best therapist. Gonna take Joel's weapon and take out Abby with it, huh? Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable with her and Dina going out there like this. They don't really strike me as the pairing that's going to be able to infiltrate a base and take out some folks. But maybe I'm underestimating them. If you're watching right now, hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button. Oh, man. Rolling with Seth, huh? Okay, okay. Enemies become friends. Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. $30-6, I'm guessing. Dang. I feel much more comfortable if he was rolling. The handshake of solidarity. Won't say that all is forgiven, but respect. Respect. Ellie and Dina on the hunt. Striking fear in everyone from Seattle. Did they make you nervous, Ryan? If you saw Ellie and Dina rolling up, would they make you scared? Haha, they don't strike me as a total bad. Yeah, not yet. Not yet. Kind of think we're going to get to that point, though. Leave some coffee beans for him, huh? Dang. Mm. Sad, man. Sad. We are watching The Last of Us, Season 2, Episode 3. 42 minutes into the episode. Sync your copy up with mine so that you can watch and join in on the party with us. And hit that like button and subscribe button. Moseying along. It's sort of surprising me that there aren't more infected sort of just like roaming around, and that they can kind of almost freely just go about doing this. Yeah, I don't. How would you feel comfortable just like camping like this, man? I couldn't do it, and I get what they're doing. I get why they're doing it, but just the two of them out there by themselves, man, that's wild. Um, Hope they don't stop off at the casino when they reach so fast. I always do. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna be going to the casino on here. Is this just night one? I wonder how far they got. I couldn't sleep. There's no way I could get sleep. There's just no way. I guess they kids, so I get it. I get it. This is a kid like conversation, but come on, man. I don't think so, Ryan. I don't think so, man. You never know, bro. You never know. Hmm. Look at Dina thinking she the center of everybody's world, man. Come on, come on. She playing too many games. Gonna get Ellie on and then switch it up. Start talking about Jesse. Come on, man. Quit playing games, Dina. Quit playing games. Then she go back. She playing games, man. I wouldn't flat out say that in the game. They don't flat out confirm it, but you get a lot of those vibes. It was more so she was just connected to people, I guess. But they never like explicitly say that she is. Separating. Should never separate. With a pile of bodies like this, you would have been able to smell that before you even knew it was there. Dang, even took out the little girl, huh? It was the wolves, I think, right? Poor girl. She had her hammer. If this was Abby and her crew, they're really painting Abby in a bit of a different light, man. Not going for any sympathy or empathy at all. And more so just painting her like a traditional villain. Why would they kill those folks? I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I know what was going on in the game, but I'm not gonna go there with that stuff. This part reminds me of The Walking Dead, man, with them walking down the highway like this. 9 more miles to Seattle, huh? I was gonna say, I don't know why you be just rolling down the middle of the highway. What'd you bake for him, Ryan? Oatmeal cookies again? It'll be warm when they arrive. They look a little goofy to me, though. I mean, they got the weapons, but they. All right, episode over. Episode over. All right, let me switch my screens up a little bit. Stop my timer. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of an instant reaction to the episode which just finished airing, episode 3 of season 2 of The Last of Us. So thanks for tuning in to this episode of Watch Stuff with us. I'm JD. So yeah, we started off things with the remains of Jackson. You got to see all the bodies that had been collected, everything, man, just rough. And you don't really realize exactly how many people that were lost, and in combination with all of the bodies from the infected and stuff there. And you would think that they would have to just burn all of this stuff. You can't just leave these things just sitting there like this. So yeah, crazy, man, crazy. Just seeing a little bit of the fallout of that. Yeah, we got to see one last look at Joel and his brother, mourning him, man. It was kind of tough. Like I didn't get choked up or anything like that, but just seeing and knowing that was Joel right there, man, that's tough. That's rough to look at, and to know everything that he meant to the people there, everything that he meant to the show. It's gonna be tough for them to go on and fill that void. And I have to say, just being honest, like the episode kind of dragged because of that. Ryan says that it was a depressing episode. Yeah, man, it was a downer. It was definitely a downer. And I know, coming off the dramatics of the second episode, that you kind of have to have an episode that resets things and slows things down a little bit, and that's exactly what this episode did. So it was kind of tough to watch. Not nearly as entertaining. But yeah, we got to see exactly where Ellie was at before the credits rolled. And yeah, Ellie's obviously in the hospital. Started having a bit of a flashback after they woke her up. You saw that she had a chest tube because she took that nasty kick to the lungs and to the chest. Probably had a lot of internal bleeding because of that. But you had her sort of having a flashback of when Joel was taken out by Abby, and just her screaming, man. It's tough. Then they rolled the intro credits. So that's how we started the episode. Ellie getting checked out of the hospital. Sarcastic as ever. Trying to act like things weren't as bad as they seemed. Got to talk to the therapist in order to get her release from the hospital. So we found out that this is 3 months after the attack on Jackson. So yeah, I did not think that they were going to be jumping forward that far in time, but yeah, they moved all the way 3 months forward, man. Gonna mute this a little bit. But yeah, we got to see Ellie checking out, her old house, going through some of the things that Joel had, which is, man, crazy. Like I said during the stream, like I've done that before and had to go through, someone's belongings after they've passed away, and that never gets easy. It's never it's never a good moment. And to see her, you know, sort of struggling the way that she was, I could totally understand that. Going through some of his belongings. She found his watch, which somebody had left there. I'm sure they took it off of his body and brought it there so that eventually she would be able to find it. She is looking at his clothes, very tearful eyed. And then Dina ends up coming in and sort of breaking up the situation. Of course, Ellie has to act like she's Miss Tough. All right, Ryan. Appreciate you for hanging out on the stream, bro. I will see you next time, my man. Don't be a stranger, of course. Yeah, but you had Dina coming by with some cookies, trying to smooth things over with Ellie because she knew and was able to catch and remember the names of the folks who were part of the group that, that took out Joel. So she held that information from Ellie and didn't tell her about it. And I guess she felt bad about that because she knew that Ellie was going to go over the top and want to find these folks. So Dina tells her that they are located in Seattle and that they need to go there. So Ellie starts realizing that they need to make up a plan to do that. Fast forward a little bit, end up saying that they need to go to the council basically and get approval to send a group of 16 folks to go get revenge for Joel and the others who were met their demise that day. Here we meet another group. We'll just call them the Whistlers. And basically they seem to, sort of linger in the shadows, sort of hide out and carry hammers as their primary weapon. I know we're going to find out more about them. And if you play the game, you know some of the stuff that's going to go down with them. But it's kind of cool to see a different faction of group or a group of people appear in this episode. Just hearing their conversation, you could tell that they were afraid of the wolves. They kind of try to lurk and linger in the shadows as opposed to the wolves who like to be out, patrol, take people out, show no mercy. These guys are sort of hiding behind the scenes and just trying to keep moving. We have the council meeting where you have some of the people pretty much split on whether they should go after this group or not. If this was me, I would have been on the side of the group of folks that needed to go out and get some justice. Let's just call it justice. Not necessarily revenge, but justice. I think you bring those folks back to your camp and you do with them what you may. And I mean, it's brutal. It is a situation where, the people around your group may not agree with it, but man, you took out some of my people. You gotta serve some time. You do the crime, you gotta serve some time. But you did have some other people who were 100% behind, sort of showing forgiveness, showing that you need to, move on from this situation and not seek the revenge. Steve, what's going on, my man? Good to see you. Says, good show, bro. I'm trying to catch up on the series. Yeah, man, catch up. It's awesome. It's awesome. I appreciate you for tuning in, man. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, too. I need all the subs I can get. It's a great show. It's a great show. Have you played a video game before? If you have, you know a lot about what's going down, but that still does not mean that it's not a good show to watch. They ended up having a vote, and I think the vote ended up being 8-3 to have the group not go after the people and seek that revenge. And I can understand that. You just lost a ton of people to the battle that you had at Jackson, and you don't necessarily want to send off 16 more of your best people to go on a mission to take on this group of wolves that you don't know how deep they are. You got to travel to their territory and try to take them out. That's a tough pill to swallow. So I definitely understand why they ended up voting that down. That's a smart choice to make. Ellie ended up getting some support from somebody who she was not expecting. The chef who called out her and Dina's kiss in the first episode. So yeah, she wasn't expecting to get that sort of support, but she did. Conversation here with the therapist basically saying that Ellie pretty much is one of those people who is a live wire. She's going to do what she does. There's no way that you can control that. So you almost, I think what she was saying between the lines is that you almost need to let her go. Just let her do what she's going to do, because trying to control that is not something that's going to be successful, which is going to be tough for him to do. But yeah, it's almost necessary. We have Ellie here getting her stash together because she's going to go and head to Seattle, I guess, alone, and is willing to do whatever to go get her revenge on Joel. So yeah, in her initial conversation that she had in front of the council, she was more so, she tried to play it as though she was not looking for revenge. She was just looking for justice. And you can tell that that plea did not, it didn't win the folks over. Let's just put it like that. And it'd be hard to believe, especially knowing Ellie and her demeanor and the way she carries herself and the way she's thought and acted throughout the show. She would not be one that would be going for justice. She would definitely be out for revenge, which is exactly what she was doing. And then Dina shows up at the door. Dina ends up coming or agreeing to come on the mission with her, because of course Ellie should not be going out alone. So Dina is going to set out. So when I'm watching the episode, the first thing I think is that, man, like, these two young ladies going out here trying to take on this revenge mission. There's no way that I would do it. There's no way that I would feel comfortable if I was them. It's not like they, not to say that they can't be successful in their mission or that they're not tough enough, but they wouldn't strike very much fear in me. So they'd have to be on top of things, like really, really, really on top of things, in order to get the jump on a large group of people in order to take them out. And I just would not have confidence that they would be able to do that. So yeah, they end up walking. They ended up getting some help from him once again, which is I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that he was going to be there for them, but it was a show of respect at the end. He ended up shaking their hands and saying, like, I got horses for you, swapped out their weapons, got you some food, and set them on their way. So yeah, that was kind of cool to see that kind of come full circle, and that he was going to help them out on their mission. So they get out on their way. Ellie ends up visiting Joel's grave, which was a very poignant moment. She ended up dropping some coffee beans right on top of his grave. So yeah, we all know Joel loved his coffee. And they continue on their way. We got to them camping out. And this was another thing I was saying while I was watching it. How could you feel comfortable sleeping out in the middle of nowhere like this? Like, it's one thing to go camping. Camping by itself is a scary situation. This is coming from somebody who's never camped before, but camping in and of itself is a very scary situation. And for them to be out there camping with infected around and also in the middle of nowhere, just the two of them, like, I wouldn't feel comfortable. There's no way I would have been able to go to sleep, but they somehow were able to do so. And then they did a little bit of flirting back and forth. Dina sort of playing both sides between her Ellie and Jesse, which I don't really like Dina for doing that. That's not cool. I feel like she's kind of leading Ellie on a little bit, but we'll see what comes of that eventually. Keep going more through the episode. Dina and Ellie come upon a body in the middle of the road that causes Dina to go looking around, and they ended up finding the bodies of that entire group of whistlers that we saw earlier in the episode, which was tough, man. They looked like they were taken out by the wolves too. shows that the wolves are ruthless. They're willing to take out kids, even people who seem to be pretty defenseless. They're willing to take them out too. So I think that in a situation like this, that's kind of how the Fireflies were. The Fireflies, if they leveled up a little bit, I think that's what we have here with this group of wolves, and that they are ruthless, no holds barred. They're going to do whatever they need to do to take care of their people. They'll take out anybody who they need to, which honestly can't blame them. Can't blame them. We see Ellie and Dina 9 miles away from Seattle, had them walking down the highway, which reminded me a lot of The Walking Dead in the very beginning of that series when they were walking down the road in Georgia. The highway in Georgia reminded me a lot of that. And we see them getting closer and closer to Seattle. We see the wolves rolling around in their heavily armed vehicles and look to be very, very, very deep. So this patrol is probably about, maybe 30 to 40 people deep. So yeah, they're rolling pretty deep. They seem to be very well organized. We didn't get a glimpse of Abby, but we got a glimpse of some of her lieutenants. And yeah, so that ended up concluding the episode. Oh man, I would not say that this was my favorite episode of the series. I get why this episode had to be kind of slow. Like, I get it, because you're coming off of an incredible, very, very fast-paced episode where you had a ton of things happen. So you need to sort of reset and bring things down a notch. And I get that. And this episode did a good job of that. However, it wasn't as entertaining at all. I would say of all the episodes that we've watched so far through all three, this one is the weakest of them so far, but it's understandably weak. So I kind of get that. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 5, as we do on this channel, I would give it a rating of probably a 3. But like I said, I totally understand it. I get why this episode is slow. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and end it there. I appreciate everybody for hanging out for this live stream watch party of The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 3. We do these weekly. We have so many other live streams. We're going to be live streaming another episode of The Handmaid's Tale coming up on Tuesday. Don't be a stranger. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment below, hit that notification bell so that you can be notified each and every time we go live in 2025. I truly appreciate you for checking this out. My name is JD, and I will see you when I see you. Peace.